Before it was a park, it was a racetrack, a graveyard, and a zoo, and a slave market. It was even a campsite for the War of 1812, when a conflict between the United States and Great Britain over the British violation of the United States maritime rights. In 1815, the war ended with the Treaty of Bay, and the park was named after a French military leader who played a significant role in the American Revolutionary War, but these days unforgettable.
Thousands of black soldiers who fought for their freedom and families marched through here after the Civil War in 1865. A century later, as the fight for equality continued in the 1960s, there were many civil rights movement protests in Lafayette Square. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Lewis, and many hundreds of thousands of people fighting for civil rights have walked through D.C.
This was the site of voting rights protests in 1965, calling for peaceful leadership for President Johnson. In response to the attack on peaceful protesters in Selma, Alabama, throughout the 1960s and 70s, activists held sit-in vigils, marches, and prayer meetings throughout the city, including here near 16th Street Northwest in Lafayette Square.
In 2020, the nationwide fight for equality continued. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser ordered the street we are staying on to have a message that Black Lives Matter and changed the name to Black Lives Matter Plaza. Because of the long history of this area, it is significant to have a dedicated space honoring Black Lives Matter, Black lives, and dedication of citizens of people of color, of the people of color community who continue fighting for something promised to all Black people in 1776.
Black Lives Matter is a pro-Black movement led by Black Americans to stop the unjust in society. Black Lives Matter was founded by 3 African American women of the names Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi in 2013. It was created as a way to spread awareness of the injustice and hate centering the Black community in the United States. It was inspired by the 1960s civil rights movement and initiated when 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was shot in Florida on February 26, 2012.
It's a political statement used to create a bond between people of the Black community, a bond that was and now is used to share the words and thoughts of people being racially targeted by a certain person or group. The movement helps shine light on tragic deaths of Black Americans and to help continue bring peace and stop violent acts that are happening to Black Americans. As we walk down 16th Street, please consider all of this and think about what we mean in the Pledge of Allegiance when we say liberty and justice for all.
Great and glorious our history can be, and for the most part it has been that. But there's some of our history that's not so great and glorious and not easy to talk about, and this is one of them. I'm being honest with you guys right now, right? Me being African American, it's hard for me to talk about this thing because I don't want anybody to say, oh, he's playing the race card. I just assume let's just talk about the good stuff. But there's some stuff that needs to be addressed, and guess who's got to address it? It's going to probably be you guys. We have not always been kind to our brothers and sisters in this country. It's a fact. And so how do we negotiate this? How do we address difficult parts of history? It ain't easy. It ain't easy. But it's going to come down to you guys working this thing out, because it is apparent that my generation has dropped the ball. I apologize for that. But now you guys have to pick up the ball and continue to run with it. You know, one of the reasons why I love young people so much is because you guys, listen, in elementary school, you may have a falling out with somebody, and in an hour, y'all in the sandbox together, working it out. And then we get older. You guys are like computers right off the shelf. All the software that you will ever need to be successful in life is already in you. But it's not until we plug into the internet of life, we get malware, and we get Trojan horses, and we get viruses, and it corrupts our operating system. You guys cannot be corrupted. Maintain your character. You're going to hear the same thing from me the next 2 days. Maintain your character. Be the best at what you choose to do, and more importantly, inspire other people who are around you to be great. That's what it takes to make a great team. And you guys have that. Oh my goodness, that's why we are here, young people. So let's lock in and let's figure out how we're going to get this thing done. That's what it is.